This happened outside the courthouse after the verdict of Kyle Rittenhouse, and I think it has a lot to do with our media. Let's watch.
I am a monument. I am a monument. Fuck America.
What's in the back? Do not push. We got people outside.
So he goes into full panic attack and starts to convulse on the floor. Look, I'm not the podcast to make fun of this because I think stress and anxiety is real, and you see it on full display right here. Same reason why I didn't make fun of Kyle crying at the stand. That's just ridiculous. You have to have a human side of you, regardless of your political side, your tribalistic side. But responses like this, I blame the media. I blame the corporate media. They've created a narrative about Kyle, and then now people feel justified in their actions by doing stuff like this. By this response is natural to them based on their reality created to them by their corporate media or, their people around them, rather than the facts of the trial and the facts that actually happened. So I don't revel in this. I don't think it's great. I don't laugh at this. I think it's an indication, even more so, of why people need to get away from the corporate 24-hour corporate media press cycle and go to independent sources. I'm not saying like myself and like others that aren't there purely to just build on your emotions. There's way too many podcasts, way too many news networks who just thrive on your emotion, thrive on your anxiety. And they do it on purpose, and they start their show off that way so that you are gripped, and then you feel like you need to listen, even if you already know the information being presented. And that's why I think so much of what's wrong in this country is from the corporate press and how they handle themselves and what they do and how they report and the ways they report and the verbiage they use in order to create anxiety and stress in your life so that you continue to watch their television show. It's like a bad Christian televangelist that's promising you all kinds of stuff, but you gotta put some money in that tip jar. You gotta put some money. You got to give your 10%, and maybe this month, give more. I'm not talking about good church. I'm talking about televangelists that you can just tell and feel. There's a reason they have private jets and nice cars. They're doing just fine. Corporate press is okay if their narrative creates this sort of response in you, because they want you to continue to listen to their garbage. Their constant race baiting, dividing us as a country, dividing you and me from actually having political discourse and having conversations with one another. They don't care about that response. They don't care what's going on. In fact, I'm sure all the corporate press that's outside the courthouse right now is praying and hoping people start bashing and rioting, because then people will tune into them and then they have something to report other than how crappy this administration has been for the American people and your inflation, your wallet, and what actually affects you. I get so mad at this kind of stuff, because I don't like when people play with people's emotions. I don't like when people lie to people, straight up lie to people. It makes me angry, and I think it should make you angry too. And if you've ever wondered why I started this podcast, it's because of this. I couldn't take narrative-driven media anymore. I just can't do it. I can't handle the BS just being spewed out to me. I don't care what side. Fox News, sure. You too. I don't care what side we're talking about. If there was such thing as an unbiased media source, no one would ever read them, and people would just scroll. These people thrive on your emotions. That's why on my podcast, if you're new to my podcast, I hope I bring you something, what's going on in the news, and critique it and talk about what's going on, but also give you some fruit, something to chew on for the day so that you can be a better person and we can grow on to be better human beings, but also learn something about what's going on in the world. Because I don't want my listeners responding like this. Conservatives do it too. They create this emotion-based media that makes you lose your shizzle. I'm trying to keep this family friendly, but I want to curse sometimes because that's how mad I am. I hate when people play with people's anxiety and lie to their faces, and then this response is a natural response based on the information you're given. So don't make fun of this. If you've been inclined, I encourage you not to do crap like that. Look to the media and hold them accountable. Like, I hope Kyle Rittenhouse holds the media accountable to the actions that they did regarding him. What they said about him, how they reacted about him, what pictures they used, how they smeared him over and over and over again. Just some 17-year-old kid doing things what adults should have been doing in Kenosha. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts on the corporate media and what they do to the mind of the people. Because I think it's a huge issue in our culture and society today. And I hope my podcast is something different and not the same as every other podcast that is there just to bitch and complain and stir up your emotions and make you lose your crap like this lady. I don't want to do that. It's not who I am. I want to engage in every topic and have an actual humanistic conversation regarding issues and then give you some fruit to talk about at the end. And as always, I'm open to being told I'm wrong. I am not that podcast that's just going to argue with you for the sake of arguing with you because I'm so entrenched in my tribalistic political values that there's no way I'm wrong. There's a healthy way to view the news. There's a healthy way to view what's going on in the world. Be wary of your sources. Be wary of where you get your content from. Because there are people out there that are preying on your mind in order for you to have their eyes. Let me know your thoughts. Have a great day. I appreciate you. Goodbye.